Welcome to Cardinals Daily. We're going to quickly recap our predictions from last week and go over this week's, and hopefully we do a little bit better. Last week we didn't do too great. We both went 4 out of 10 and picked the obvious teams as in Arsenal, Everton, Man City, Tottenham. I did get the Tottenham score correct though. Did you get any correct? Any scores correct?
I didn't get any of the scores correct. I got the same 4 as you.
My biggest disappointment of the weekend has to be Chelsea losing at home 3-2. They did get an early red card, 2 total in the game, but the early red card coming in the 14th minute to Cahill did affect the game dramatically. I think Burnley scored 10 minutes right after that. If the game were to be replayed, that would not happen. 3-2 would not happen. The red cards definitely played an effect. I'm not saying they weren't reds. Cahill did.
Look, I did tell you it was going to be not easy for Chelsea. I said 1-0 for Chelsea, but I didn't think it was going to be a 3-0 blowout. Remember that? I told you in the beginning, the first weeks of the season, the upsets are more likely, and they were very likely this week.
He also told me to watch out for who?
I told you to watch out for Huddersfield and David Wagner. I didn't predict them to win. I said they were not going to win because they weren't at home. I said the tie. But I think that was the performance of the weekend, followed by Man United. I think they played
pretty convincing, but as well as West Ham played pretty bad.
Yeah, that was my disappointment of the weekend because they didn't show up. They didn't have any fight in them, and I was very disappointed. Lanzini, Kayute were a big miss for them. I hope they can pick it up this weekend and for the following, because they're my dark horse team.
Yeah, same here. I didn't realize missing Kayute and Lanzini would be such a big difference, and I'm kind of gonna stay off West Ham until they come back.
Until I see some fight in them. All right, on to the week 2 fixtures. We first have Swansea versus Manchester United. Manchester United will be going to visit at Swansea. I have it 2-0 Man United.
I have the same exact score.
The only reason I don't have it more is because they're visiting. And Swansea, I'm sorry, you guys lost Gylfi, and it's over for you guys. You guys are relegating. Book it.
Yeah, they're probably relegating now. So Gilson out. And Man U did look very convincing last week. So 2-0 I think is pretty fair.
On to Burnley versus West Brom. They're both coming off wins. West Brom will be visiting Burnley. This one was kind of tough for me. 1-1 for me.
We have the same score.
Exactly, really?
Yeah, 1-1.
It's kind of cool. Next we have Liverpool hosting Crystal Palace. Liverpool's coming off a draw, which they got robbed because that should have been a win. That was offside. They should have VAR in all top leagues, especially the Premier League. I will save that little rant for somewhere down the line. Crystal Palace is coming off a shocker to the rest of the world.
Loss.
To Huddersfield. Liverpool will be without Coutinho. That's very important. I don't know why everyone's thinking that now Mane is the best player on the team, which is ridiculous. Coutinho will be missed. Liverpool will struggle at times. I say 2-0 Liverpool.
I have Liverpool winning 3-2. Their defense is not going to hold up. Get out of here.
I could see that, yeah.
Crystal Palace is going to bounce back. You can't bounce back.
Well, but I mean, putting it to 0 was difficult because, I can't trust the Liverpool backline right now. But Crystal Palace couldn't score against Huddersfield. We'll see.
See, Liverpool do have goals in them. But, again, shaky defense in the back. They let up 3 against Watford.
2 against Watford. 1 was a robbery. That should have been offside. On to Southampton versus West Ham. Southampton's coming off a pretty disappointing draw against Swansea. West Ham is coming even more disappointingly against Man United when they didn't show up at all. I think, even though I have West Ham higher in the table right now without their players, with the main players, Lanzini and Kayute, I have it 2-1 Southampton.
I have the same score as well.
That's insane.
Because, West Ham's away, right? Correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did not look promising away against Man U. Southampton didn't look very convincing at all against Swansea. But I think Swansea's going to edge him out this one. Maybe if West Ham was home, switch it up. But I have Southampton 2-1 as well.
Next we have Bournemouth versus Watford. Nothing really much to say here. I'm giving them a draw, a 1-1 draw. Watford, they stole the point last week. Bournemouth is coming off a loss. I'm not really liking Bournemouth too much. Just because they're at home, I'm giving them the draw 1-1.
I have Bournemouth squeaking out a win, 2-1.
2-1.
Because I think
It's a thriller.
Bournemouth did well last season, and I think they underperformed in the opening week. So
No, I think that's their level. I think they overperformed last year.
maybe that's true, maybe a little bit, but since they're at home, I think they'll win 2-1.
They're gonna disappoint you. Let's go to Leicester versus Brighton. Leicester, listen, that was a heartbreaker against Arsenal. I was pulling for you guys. You guys are growing on me. I'm starting to become more of a Vardy fan. I liked what I saw. They couldn't hold on, not even for that point. But I'm giving them a 2-0 against Brighton. Brighton's the worst team in the Premier League.
Same score.
Wow. You know what? I'm changing it up. I'm going 3-0 Leicester City, just so I can change that up. That's baloney. Next we have Stoke City versus Arsenal. Arsenal will be going to Stoke. I had it 2-1 Arsenal, but I was not convinced last week. I don't think they fixed what the problems were last week. I say it's 1-1.
Really?
Yeah, I had it 2-1 Arsenal, but I'm changing it. I have a feeling it's going to be 1-1. Yeah, I think that's...
I have Arsenal 3-1.
Wow, I don't think that's correct. You don't want to change yours?
No.
You sure?
How did Stoke do last week?
Stoke lost last week, but that was to Everton away. Now they're home in front of their fans. It's going to be raucous. It's going to be...
I think Arsenal has goals in them, but they will concede.
They do have goals in them.
But they will concede 3-1.
But I feel like Stoke can pack it in. On to the second best team in the Premier League, Huddersfield versus Newcastle. They are in second place right now because, goal differential. This is going to be such an easy game for Huddersfield. After coming off a 3-0 win at Crystal Palace, Newcastle's without John Joe Shelby because of the red card. That's their captain somehow. Somehow that's their captain. Huddersfield's going to easily cruise to a 3-1 victory at home and have 6 points out of 6.
I have Huddersfield and Newcastle have a draw.
What the heck, David? What?
I refuse to be a prisoner of the moment, and I think Huddersfield definitely overperformed last week. Surprised Crystal Palace. You obviously were surprised, so you said a draw, okay? And you were not expecting 3-0.
Not 3-0, 2-0.
I think it's going to be a sloppy game.
It's not going to be sloppy.
It's 2-2. I see goals in this game.
Yeah, I see goals too. Mostly for Huddersfield.
We both have 4 goals, but I see
3-1 Huddersfield. Book it. Hey, go to your betting lines. Go put that down. Huddersfield 3-1. Next we have Tottenham versus Chelsea. Don't be biased. Give me your honest score. Yeah, give me your honest score first.
I have it as 1-1. Even though they will be without Hazard, Pedro, Fabregas, Cahill. I think they're gonna try to play very defensive and score a counterattack, and it's gonna be very hard to break them down. I think that's how Conte is gonna play out this game.
I had it 1-1, and then you just listed all the players they're not gonna have. 2-0 Tottenham.
I hope not. I hope they can get a point. I will be very happy if they come out with a win.
You'll be very happy with a win.
With a win in Tottenham.
Finally, we go to Man City versus Everton. The Citizens will be hosting Everton. 2-1 Man City.
I have 2-0. I think Man City were one of the few teams last week that performed how I expected it, exactly. I mean, it's an easy opponent from Brighton, but
Brighton kind of gave it away. But yeah, I mean, it was going to come eventually.
I saw, possessing the ball. I think it's probably over 70% possession. I saw it.
But it's that killer instinct. I don't see that in them. But I'm giving them 2-1. They're at home. Everton. They'll put up a good fight. It'll be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, but I don't think Everton's gonna score. Oh. If you're still here, thanks for watching. Remember, comment down below. We'll probably reply to you. Follow us on Twitter. It should be down in the description down below. And like and subscribe. Till next time.